So we got quite a difference in height and reach here.
Yes.
Aiden Bell, quite a bit taller than Rahman.
Yeah.
Which I think is always, I think there's pros and cons to all body types and sizes, but for me, I really think being a tall, longer fighter is most of the time an advantage.
Mostly, providing you can use it, and
Yeah.
you're not weak. You can see sometimes they can be too tall.
Yeah.
Like a giraffe almost.
Yeah, and they almost kind of like take away their own advantages by not being able to use those limbs effectively.
That's right. But in order to combat that, being the shorter fighter, I mean, you just have to really get past the first couple of techniques and work your way in.
Yeah.
And then you're sorted. You can get to work from there and then turn off and not get hit.
Yeah. It can be a bit like the taller, longer fighter usually has most of the advantages going in and has sort of the natural advantages on their side. But if that shorter fighter can use what they need to do, it can be devastating.
That's
like
right,
very
yes.
quickly, it can be bad news for the taller guy. It's the game.
That's exactly it. And it's just who can use the sizing to their advantage in the end of it.
Rahman doing a really good job here, staying in Aiden's face and not letting Aiden have the space to use the long techniques.
Yes.
You've got to be careful doing this now. He's standing in front of Aiden a little bit too much and giving a bit too much time. So I'd imagine in most of your fights, you're probably the taller, longer fighter.
In most of them, there have been quite a few in recent years actually. Some bloody Amazons have come out of the woodwork, which is always fun. It's always a nice challenge. And changes it up from being someone who's usually the taller opponent to having someone taller than me. It's quite fun to then change it up and then have to work around it.
Yeah, right. So it's a bit more of a challenge, but it must be the best feeling when you have someone who's a smaller, short fighter and they just start standing in front of you. Like, okay, stand there and let me do what I want to do.
Yeah. Might be better off moving, but
Actually, it was very interesting. I thought the same of Ben Warboy Wilson yesterday when he was in his fight against Iskander.
Yes.
Same kind of situation. Ben's usually the taller, longer fighter, so he's most of the time against the shorter guys. And he got to fight someone just basically the same frame and stature as him.
That's right.
Really did a good job with it.
I was really quite interested to see how that would play out for both of them. Because I really don't know if they'd ever fought anyone who's quite the same size before. But that was a cracker fight. These boys are straight into it.
Yeah, that was such a nice switch kick from Rahman to open the round.
Yeah. Rahman just going to work with
he's getting
hands.
after it in there.
Yeah.
This is a good kind of power tempo as well. It's like they're clearly hitting with some power, but it's not over, it's not excessive.
That's right. It's maybe a bit of hard sparring.
Yeah, it is that kind of pace.
Yeah.
Which is what you want.
Exactly it.
Someone needs to design some shin pads that sort of lock in and only unlock when you want them to, you know?
Yes.
It's a very close round.
It is.
I like that from Aiden's corner. I call him stop playing around, stop doing the fancy stuff, just get back to the basics.
At the end of the day, that's what wins fights.
It is. Yeah, especially even if you look at statistics and things, it's always the basic punches that win fights, basic kicks that score. The fancy stuff is fantastic for highlights and flashy moves and that kind of thing, but you want to get the fundamentals down.
That's right.
Ooh.
Bit of a low blow there.
Yeah. Always unintentional.
Yeah.
Never fun. Yeah, I'm impressed with Rahman. Like he's, like we've been saying, he's clearly the shorter fighter, but he's very close. It's neck and neck in there. I can't really call who's got the advantage in this.
He's doing a great job of getting in and then battling off, combos of punches and turning off.
What I always like to see from the shorter fighter against the longer one, I always like the jab to the body. You just bring the taller one down a little bit, and then coming over with the overhand right or the left hook or whatever else they want to add on in the end. But yeah, I really think that jab to the body, even the right cross to the body, is such a powerful weapon for the shorter fighter.
For sure. And if you land it right, set your opponent down.
Corner fighters are a lot more. A few years ago, I always used to tape the headgear and the shin pads onto people because it avoids this when they're coming off all the time.
Can disrupt it a fair bit.
Yeah, and I feel like the last thing you want in fighters is disruption from things like equipment. There's already enough chaos and intensity in there. Last thing you want is the flow to be broken by things like that.
Yes.
But it happens all the time.
That's right.
That was nice. He went for the kick and turned it into like a side kick, Rahman. Yeah, very much. Swinging a little bit wild there. Oh, lands a big right hand. That overhand again. He's doing really good, Rahman, but he's got to not stand with his back on the ropes and stand dead still there against the longer, taller fighter.
Yeah. Got to keep moving, circle back around to the center of the ring.
Wow, that was a really entertaining round.
That was, wasn't it?
I gotta say, like, to be honest, that's a round that you kind of wish that wasn't Kid Light.
Yeah.
I wish they could actually bump each other in there. Because Rahman was looking like if he was allowed a little bit more power, he would be doing some damage with those punches. That was a fun one. Draw.
There you go.
I think that's pretty. We had a late night last night.
Yes.